Good morning, guys. Mrs. Davy here with your introduction to some vocabulary, some of our tasks, and our essential question for this week in language arts. So, just to kind of get us started, your essential question for this week, things you're going to have to be thinking about as you read, is how do technology and inventions affect your life? So this time we're going to start off with a little video, and then I will move on into the skills.
Breakthroughs. How do inventions and technology affect your life? Technology helps us go places. This racer's artificial leg lets him run quickly and efficiently. Technology helps us navigate. Devices that use the Global Positioning System, or GPS, suggest the quickest way to get somewhere, whether you are driving or using your feet. Smartphones use GPS too, but they can also take us places without us moving an inch. Through the internet, they can take us anywhere, virtually. Computers and tablets are forms of technology that allow us to access information and media quickly. With technology, the power to go places is right at our fingertips.
All right, so that's just a little bit of an introduction on technology and different inventions that have affected your life. This week, we're going to be working on a few things. Author's point of view, we've worked on before. So looking at the attitude or position of the author, looking at reasons and evidence to help you figure out how the author feels about a topic. A few different things we're going to start working on is character change. Character change is looking at the attitudes, the behaviors, and the physical changes of a character throughout a story. So there might be events that cause a character to change, and the characters may learn something when they do change. So if you can take a look at this little poster here, it says throughout a story, characters can change or evolve and grow in several ways. So it can change the way they look. That's a physical change on the outside, or their attitude and behaviors can change on the inside. So the ways that they act, think, or feel. So I'll give you a minute to read through the beginning, middle, and end there. So we're going to be thinking about how do our characters or the people in our stories change over time. The last thing that we're going to be looking at is plot structure. So that shows how the events of a story are laid out. We're going to be looking at the introduction or exposition, the conflict, the rising actions, the climax, the falling actions, and the resolution. So we're going to spend a lot of time picking apart the stories to make sure that we understand the order in which they are laid out. Some of your vocabulary words for this week. We have a decade. A decade is a period of 10 years. So the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, they all lasted 10 years. Their next word is directing. Directing means the act of giving instructions, ordering, or commanding. So right here we have a director, maybe in the middle of a movie, telling his actors and actresses what to be doing. Engineering is our next word. Engineering is work that uses scientific knowledge for things such as building bridges and dams. So right here we have this guy using some math skills and some measurement and science to create a blueprint for something. Our next word is gleaming. Gleaming means shining or glowing. So right here in this picture, the water is gleaming. Looks very shiny. Our next word is scouted. Scouted means to have looked at or explored in order to find out and bring back more information. So this detective right here is scouting for clues, looking around for clues to help him solve a mystery. Our next word is squirmed. Squirmed or to squirm means to have turned and twisted. So I did a snake here because he can twist and turn, but you can squirm if you see something that you don't like or something that grosses you out. Technology is our next word. Technology is the use of science for practical or realistic purposes, especially in engineering and industry. So right here we have different pieces of technology that maybe you are familiar with or that you use. Now, technology looks different at different time periods, so we are going to talk about that too. Another word we have here is tinkering. So if you're tinkering with something, you're puttering or keeping busy in an aimless way. So these guys are tinkering with this toy. They're kind of just putting it together. A lot of times you'll see, machines or computers being tinkered with if people have those skills. So here we have our sentences. So using the word decade in a sentence, it says the company celebrated a decade or 10 years of business, honoring 10 years of work. Directing, right here, says the police officers are directing traffic. They're telling people where to go. Engineering says I think the beautiful Golden Gate Bridge is an amazing feat of engineering. Gleaming, right here, a sentence says the shiny bar of gold lay gleaming on the table. Our next word is scouted. This is the boy used binoculars as he scouted the best place to find whales. Squirmed. The pig wiggled and squirmed in the girl's arms, so he's moving around trying to get out of there. Technology. This is in the early 1900s, the telephone was considered new technology. Keep in mind, we didn't have iPods and iPhones and tablets and all of that till very recently, so new technology was considered the first phone. Our last word here, tinkering. It says Julian likes tinkering with and fixing old clocks, so he just kind of plays around with them. We are going to be reading some historical fiction this week and some nonfiction, but remember the question that we're trying to answer as we look through all of our texts is, how do technology and inventions affect your life? While also looking at the point of view, character change, and plot structure. We will get started as soon as you guys finish this video. Bye.